What's up, everybody? This is your host Andrew Penzi on Vital Point. Do you have the coronavirus blues? Well, the best escape from coronavirus is to get in the woods away from people. So come on, let's go do a little scouting. I might be jumping around a little bit in this video because I'm doing scouting throughout this whole week. And you know, I just found this great tree up here. I'm like, oh wow, I could get in there with a hang-on, really nestle in there. There's a bunch of branches I could hide in. But I'm looking around and I mean, it's a decent area, but no trails that blow me away or anything. So here's a lesson for you. Don't pick a tree because it's a good tree. Pick a tree because it's in a good spot. So that's really important. Don't just get a tree that's easy to get in, that you'll be comfortable in, you could hide in. You want to make sure deer are going to come by. So look for the deer sign first, then pick a tree that matches that. If you've quarantined me in the woods for a couple weeks, I think I'd be just fine with that. I'm scouting this marsh today, which is just crazy thick behind me. Gotta wear this because I have the coronavirus hairdo going. I haven't been able to get a haircut. So found this one little clearing where there's a bunch of trails crossing. Looks pretty good. There's a little cedar tree behind me. I might be able to get up and hang on. Just really cool. Found this plant on the ground. This is one of those pitcher plants. It's like one of those fly catching plants. You can see it's got the little hairs on it that the insects climb in there and then they fall in the liquid in the bottom and they can't get out. See if there's anything in there. Probably something in there. One of the benefits of being a hunter is you get to enjoy some of this stuff in nature. It's a pretty good view from up top here. I have one shooting lane pretty much, but it's sort of a pinch point. I think it looks pretty good. When I'm scouting and it's just a monoculture that just goes on and on and on of the same type of vegetation, I'm looking for anything different. So right up ahead of me, there's a little hill that just stands out on its own. So that's a spot that a buck might bid. It might be drawn to, just again because it's different. It's worth checking out. That's the stuff you look for. I just blast through when it's a monoculture unless I see a really beat trail or something. I don't focus too much attention looking around for a tree unless I find something to funnel the deer. I'm sure there are deer all over these woods, but where are they going to be when you're sitting in your tree? Are they going to be 100 yards away, or are they going to be 20 yards away? Makes all the difference. Got a long way to go. It's getting late. I don't have a flashlight. And this is really tough going, man. The ground is made up of all these tufts of grass, so it's very uneven. Just tripping constantly the whole way through, fighting your way through these branches. It's really exhausting. But that way is home, so gotta keep trudging on here. Whew, getting thicker. Found this little bed here. Oh, this trail's coming in and out. From this bed, they could see me setting up just on the other side of the cattails. Awesome trails. Found a couple really sweet neck trails in this marsh. Look at that. That is a nice trail. So I got this one cedar tree here, and it's pretty thick through here, but I have one or two shot lanes over the path. I think it could work. It could work. It'll be tough to get in though. Really, there's only one way in, so and it's not great. So I might make a little noise coming in. That's the only potential issue with this spot. But it's worth a shot. The ground here is like fertile and so dark from all the deer poop, I think. Ooh, this is getting pretty deep. That's why I love rubber boots. Gotta go where the deer go. It's a new day and Heather has gym, so I thought I'd just check out a couple other areas that I've been meaning to scout that I haven't been to, and I'm excited to see what I find. Let's go. The first one is a pretty marshy area, so let's check that out. The frogs are chirping tonight. Someone got a deer or something, because there's parts of it all over the place. Looks like it was a young one. I don't think it was a hunter because the legs and everything are still here, so I'm guessing it was a either got injured by a car or a coyote got him. This other area I found also has some marshy areas to it, and there are some pinch points in between the marshes. Found a couple tree stands, of course, hanging in those spots. So I'm gonna keep looking. I mean, there's trails all kind of throughout, some scat around, but nothing blowing me away yet. It's got to be an area that holds deer, but I just feel like it gets hit pretty hard with hunters too. Some real interesting areas right here. I got sort of a cedar marsh, just maybe 10 yards that way. On top of me here is all cedar trees with some real well-worn trails right on this edge of the marsh and the cedars. Just maybe 15 yards that way, there's sort of a more open hardwood marshy area, and then a pine forest right on the other side. So a lot going on with vegetation right here. The only issue is the main trails I'm seeing, which is like I'm standing on right now, the only trees there are right on the trail. It's just too close. I'd be shooting pretty much straight down. So I'm gonna continue along these trails, and the idea is to try to find where this just opens up enough that I could have a shot window coming in from a tree, ideally about 15-20 yards away, would be nice. So I'm gonna keep working up and down along these edges and just looking for that sweet spot to set up a tree in. Some great looking woods in here, but there are tree stands like every 30 yards. It's kind of ridiculous. I really wish that on public land they made you take the tree stands down at the end of the season, because I hate the way people claim these spots. Now personally, on public land, I don't think any ladder stands should be allowed. I think all stands should be carry in, carry out, same day. You know, it's just not right the way, again, people are claiming public land. And then I'm sure if you hunt out of one of their stands, they'd be all pissed off about it too. But they're right in the main funnels. So what are you supposed to do? This is kind of funny. The deer don't want to walk through the middle of the muck either. They kind of walk around the outside. And then look at this trail. Woo! Oh yeah, that is beat up. Found this nice little crossing which appears to be away from the other stands I saw, and actually I just bumped a couple deer, ran right in front of me. You can see the prints are fresh, so that was a good sign. I just saw those turkeys right here too. Well, I definitely saw a bunch of deer sign, but I just saw way too many tree stands. It was really just out of control how many stands there were. I did find a couple decent spots pretty far in. Unfortunately, they're pretty close to that homeless encampment, which I don't really like too much. So will I hunt this area? I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of nice to have as a backup in case my prime spot is filled up. But I mean, I might give it a try. We'll see. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me on this little scouting camera mission. Hope you had a good time. It's always fun scouting. Get out there if you haven't been yet. You know, it's a good time of year to go out. The ticks are still at bay. Not for long though, so put your spray on just in case. But have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Andrew Penzi signing out. Mer. Mer.